We'll spend our money wisely.
Ujamaa. We'll spend our money wisely. Ujamaa. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I am Big Meach, and this is a Big Meach moment. Habara, Gani. And your response would be Ujamaa or Ujamaa, which means cooperative economics, baby. This is day 4 of our Kwanzaa celebration. Cooperative economics, Ujamaa or Ujamaa, as some folks would pronounce it. This here works hand in hand with yesterday, with Ujamaa, which is collective work and responsibilities. This is Ujamaa or Ujamaa, which is cooperative economics. What does that mean? Babies, do you know what it means when we can put our money together and keep our money in our neighborhoods? We could keep our money circulating between us. It adds wealth. It adds value. And it also gives us our power. How many of us remember back in the day when we had thriving Black businesses? Just thriving. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Tulsa, Oklahoma, when what was affectionately known as Black Wall Street, and there were several other Black communities that were like that across this country. Many of you seen the movie Rosewood, which was a thriving Black community, and what happened? They didn't rely on anybody. They were able to stand strong on their own. They were able to move throughout the economy. They were able to build their own economy to where we were centralized. We were centralized. We didn't have to worry about outside enforcements and things of that nature, so much so to where the outside sources had to come to us for economic empowerment or for resources and things of that nature. Cooperative economics. Think of it like this. Have y'all ever gone to a farmer's market or been in a food co-op where you put money in and you put money in and you put money in, and when they go to buy, there's such a surplus to where everybody you got so much of an abundance to where you're able to still feed those who couldn't afford to be fed or couldn't afford to put money in this time or whatever, and you did it on the hush hush because everybody kept their dignity, everybody kept their integrity. You don't go around telling everybody's business, because they down on their luck and carried on, because at any given moment it could have been anybody. That's what cooperative economics is. Cooperative economics, that we put our monies together, we can build. How many of us have been able to utilize Black banks, Black-owned banks and Black-owned credit unions, huh? Let's talk about that for a minute. Okay. Many of us probably don't because they're not plentiful, right? I know here in Atlanta, we have one, People's Bank, that's way downtown somewhere, right? And we got to go find it. And because it's not a plethora of them any and everywhere, it's a hassle, isn't it? To get up, to go way down there to take care of your business and blah, 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 right? But have you ever thought that if we were to bank in those institutions, that they can grow and then they can branch out and create other branches to where we can stabilize ourselves and we can have a branch somewhere that's closer by so that our people can end up doing what we need to do? Have you ever thought about what it would mean to have Black-owned banks give the financing for Black-owned businesses, the finances for Black home ownership, the finances to where that money turns over to where we can grow as an entity. We can grow as a political power. You understand? Let's look at it, because see, a lot of y'all would probably say, well, we have lots of black-owned millionaires, and now we got Black billionaires and carrying on. But look at that. Look what could happen if all of them got together, and said, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to support this. What if all of these Black-owned Black billionaires and stuff, what if all of our entertainers and all of our Black millionaires said, we're going to take care of the school systems? What if we controlled the school system and we had our own schools that were thriving and we had at least a 90 to 95, maybe a 97%, maybe even 100% turnover rate to all of our children matriculate to colleges? What if those same millionaires were able to fund HBCUs, huh? What about that? Okay, what if HBCUs were totally dependent upon black money, huh? Think about that. Okay. Think about that. Let's look at other communities where it turned over like that. Remember, I told y'all before at the start of this thing, when we go and look at any other communities, honey, we have every major city. They have an Asian town. They got a little China somewhere. They got Mexican village or Mexican town. They have all that, right? They got little Chaldean or a Middle American, communities and stuff. And what happens? They have fortified themselves. You understand? Let me give you an example. Here in Atlanta, there's a section of our city that's up Buford Highway, okay? And Buford Highway is known to be our Latino or Latinx community, right? They have empowered themselves so much to where they've even started their own transportation system just up and down that corridor. Okay, why? Because the public transportation system, there was a language barrier, and a lot of kids were, they were missing their money, they were getting ripped off or whatever. And so what happened? They put their money together and created an entire bus service that runs up and down Buford Highway on its own, and it only supports their people. They speak their language. The money goes in, and they turn it over to where they are so self-sufficient up there. They have their own supermarkets. They have their own bars, their own entertainment facilities. They are so self-sufficient up there. It is ridiculous to where when you go up there, you feel like that you're the outsider, and maybe you are. Okay, maybe you are, because it's a culture that you have to embrace. This is what cooperative economics does. Imagine if we do that. I'm sure some of y'all do that in your own homes right now. When you sit up there trying to save for the toy, the big toy, or you want to get you put your money together for your senior dues, or because you're trying to go on the family vacation. We know how to do it that way. When you're trying to get them Jordans or whatever, you put the money to the side, don't you? And you let it build so that when you're ready to go, you go do it, right? That's cooperative economics. Now look at that on a bigger scale. Huh? Let's look at that on a bigger scale. What if we as a people are able to come and work together to pull our resources together so that it can grow for the greater good, so that that money can turn over with us, so that we can see the value of our money before it goes out everywhere. You understand? That's why it's important for us to buy Black and to support Black-owned businesses. And sometimes it gets difficult, but we have to press past that. Sometimes we look at it, well, why this costs so much of this, that, and other? Because of the way the system is set up. We got to show them that we want it so that we can drive the prices down so we can be fair. Until the businesses get off the ground, they got to take care of their overhead. They got to take care of all their taxes and this, that, and the other. And this is why we had to end up paying a little bit more with Black-owned products and carrying on. That is essential. It is essential. Ujamaa or Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Baby, if we get this, imagine what this world will look like. Imagine the rebuilding of Black Wall Street. Imagine having a Rosewood all over again. Imagine Detroit, we had Black Bottom. Okay. Just imagine what that will look like. And we're able to thrive and carry on. And we won't have to necessarily just wait to be something different. Imagine Black-owned hotels and stuff. Back in the day, we had Black-owned hotels because the white hotels wouldn't let our entertainers sleep. So we were the original bed and breakfasts because that's what we did with our hotels and stuff, with our entertainers. We invited somebody in your home, so they can sleep and get a good rest and carry on. You fed them breakfast and stuff in the morning, kept them all nice and clean and this, that, and other. We're the original bed and breakfast. Okay, the original Airbnbs. That's us. Huh? Cooperative economics. Cooperative economics. Ujamaa or Ujamaa, however you pronounce it, honey. That's our fourth principle today. I am Big Meach, and this is a Big Meach moment. Harambe. Yes.